Sometimes the scariest part isn't what's inside your house. It's knowing something's already outside. Watching. Waiting. And it knows your name. Story 1. The Thing Behind the Doorbell. In 2017, during one of the worst snowstorms that winter, a 19-year-old girl in rural Michigan was stuck home alone. Her parents were visiting her grandmother in another state, and she had the place to herself. Quiet. Isolated. Completely snowed in. Around 1:30 a.m., she was lying in bed, scrolling her phone, when the doorbell rang. Not once. Not urgently. Just one soft ding-dong, like whoever pressed it wasn't in a rush. She assumed it was a glitch. Snow hitting the wires maybe. But then it rang again. And again. And again. Each time, exactly 10 seconds apart. Perfectly spaced. Mechanical. Too precise. She pulled up the doorbell cam on her phone. The stream took forever to load. When it did, the porch was empty. Just falling snow and her frozen welcome mat. Her heart started beating a little faster. She muted the feed and waited. The bell rang again. Still no one there. This time, she didn't wait. She texted her mom. Said something was wrong. That the doorbell kept ringing, but no one was there. Her mom, already half asleep, groggily responded. It's probably just the wind. Or ice on the wires. But 30 seconds later, her mom sent another message. Short. Panic-filled. Don't open the door. Don't move. I'm calling 911. The girl froze. Her mom had logged into the doorbell feed remotely. And what she saw wasn't on the porch. It was crouched under the window to the left of the front door, just out of view of the camera. A man in a gray hoodie, squatting in the snow, unmoving. Head low. Face hidden. Holding something shiny, in his right hand. The girl didn't make a sound. She backed away from the door and locked herself in the bathroom, phone clutched in her shaking hands. Police took 20 minutes to arrive. She never heard the man leave. But when officers combed through the deep snow outside, they made a disturbing discovery. There were footprints all around the property. Not 2 sets. Not 3. Just one, pacing. Circling. They led from the road. To the porch. To the backyard. To the bedroom window. And back to the porch again. Over and over. In complete silence. No tire tracks. No other signs of life. Just those deep, solitary footsteps. The man was never caught. And the only image police ever released was a blurry still from the camera feed, where the corner of a hooded head is just barely visible, hiding at the edge of the frame. And since then, the family always unplugs the doorbell camera when it snows. Because they're scared it might ring again. Story 2. The Man in the Woods Who Knew My Dog's Name. They say you should trust your dog before your instincts. Because dogs notice things long before we do. This happened in 2021. In the deep woods of Oregon. I was walking my German Shepherd, Max, along a remote hiking trail. The kind of trail where you don't get phone signal. Where the trees block out the sky. And the silence doesn't feel peaceful. It feels watched. It was just past sunset, the forest was soaked in gray shadows. Max had been calm all evening, until we passed this small clearing. That's when he stopped. Completely still. Ears forward. Muscles tensed. Staring into the trees like he'd locked onto something I couldn't see. I whispered his name, Max, come on. But he didn't move. That's when I heard it. A voice. Deep, steady, calm. It came from the trees, maybe 20 feet off the trail. But close enough that I felt it in my chest. The voice said, "That's a good boy, Max." I froze. Because Max was wearing a brand new collar. No tag. No ID. No one, absolutely no one, should have known his name. Not out there. I called out, trying to keep my voice steady. "Who's there?" No answer. Just the rustling of branches. But nothing moved. I scanned the woods, heart pounding, but saw no one. No flashlight. No movement. Just darkness between the trees. Then Max started backing up. Not barking now, just whining. Tail low, ears pinned. He kept looking behind me, like he didn't want to turn his back to the trees. We jogged back to the car. I tried to tell myself it was nothing. Someone playing a prank. A weird echo. But when we got home, I remembered something. 3 weeks earlier, I'd set up a trail cam in that area, near an old deer path. I hadn't checked the footage in over a week. That night, I pulled the SD card and scanned through the clips. Most were motion blur. Animals. Branches. Nothing unusual. But then, I found a single frame, a freeze. A man. Just a silhouette. Standing beside the trail. No flashlight. No movement. Just, watching. I flipped through the next few frames. He didn't move. He was facing the camera. But there was no face. Just the dark outline of a person. And what made it worse? The timestamp. That image was taken 1 hour before I walked Max down that same trail. I never went back there. And I never took Max out there again. Comment if your dogs ever acted like it saw something you didn't. Story 3. The knock that matched the breathing. They had no idea what they were walking into. A young couple moved into an old farmhouse in rural Pennsylvania. It was quiet, too quiet. Built in 1911, the place had charm, original hardwood floors, iron latches, old cellar doors, and something else. Something that didn't want them there. During their second week, the knocking began. Always at the same time. Between 2 and 3 a.m. Always 5 knocks. Slow. Heavy. Deliberate. Then, silence. At first, they thought it was the wind. Or maybe a raccoon. But the pattern never changed. 5 knocks. Never 6. Never 4. And always at the back door, the one with the fogged glass and rusted screen. The third night, the wife stayed up. She sat on the couch, facing the kitchen, sipping tea with shaking hands. That's when she heard it. Not the knocking. Breathing. Low. Labored. Human. Coming from the other side of the glass. As if someone was standing there, just watching. She whispered her husband's name. He jumped up, grabbed the flashlight, and yanked the door open. No one. But the frost on the glass was smeared. Like a face had been pressed up against it. A handprint in the condensation. And a warm exhale fogging the inside. They didn't sleep that night. 2 days later, they found boot prints in the backyard. Not fresh, but deliberate. Coming from the tree lean. Then circling the porch. Over and over. No straight path. No purpose. Just, circling. They set up a camera. Left the porch light on. But that night, the 4th, the knocking never came. Instead, they woke up around 4 a.m. because their dog was whining at the foot of the bed. And the front door, the one they always triple locked, was wide open. No signs of forced entry. No alarm triggered. No footage on the camera. Just cold air in the hallway, and the sound of slow, deliberate breathing. Somewhere inside the house. They moved in for peace and quiet. But something was already living there. Subscribe to Mind Twist Horror for more real creepy stories told for sleep, if you dare.